Governor, you wrote a blistering op-ed for Breitbart News, in many ways admonishing the GOP establishment. For folks who haven't read it, we want to give them a little piece of this. You wrote, quote, "We'd like to believe that the GOP establishment would applaud the way these bold leaders have rallied to the grassroots to their cause. But no, such praise would require a commensurate level of guts and leadership. And the permanent political class in D.C. is nothing if not gutless and rudderless." You end by saying, a little reminder to Republican senators up for re-election in 2014. Moose season ends soon, allowing more time on one's hands. So we'll be watching your votes very carefully this week. Governor, you said a lot there in this one piece. It's getting a lot of reaction and gone viral today. What got you so fired up?
Well, first, someday I'm actually going to tell America what I really think about GOP elephants that would actually turn on a senator who is fulfilling his campaign promises, the same promise that so many GOP candidates made, and that was to defund and repeal and replace with something more sensible and economic, to repeal Obamacare. We finally have a tool to be able to take those steps to repeal, and that's unfunding Obamacare, and that's what Ted Cruz, Mike Lee, and others want to do. So now these GOP elephants that would turn on someone who is trying to fight for the will of the people, for liberty, and for economic justice, if you will, to have those turn on him is extremely disappointing. It's not surprising, though. What is surprising, though, is my dad, who is a science teacher, a natural history teacher. Dad, if you're watching this morning, if you're out of moose camp already in your home, you are a teacher, and you never told me that elephants were cannibalistic. I wish I would have known, and then we would have a different tactic in the way that we do campaign.
All right, let me ask you about some of the elephants that you're referencing. Folks over in the Senate who are Republican senators. Senator Coburn today said, "We don't have the political power to do this, to act on what the House has given them." Senator McCain, your former running mate, says, "To think that we can defund Obamacare in this way is, quote, not rational. We can't succeed because we don't have 67 GOP votes, which is ultimately what they would need to override this if it got through the Senate and got to the president's desk and he vetoed it." So how do you respond to those who say this is a fool's errand?
We ask as an American people collectively that they not wave a white flag and just capitulate and give in to the liberals and to those who want this socialized program of health care coverage in our nation. We don't want that. We know it's unaffordable. It's not going to work for America. And as more of us dig into what actually Obamacare encompasses, more of us say, no, enough is enough. Let's undo this and implement something that's patient-centered and market-based, and something that will make sense for our country to provide better health care coverage. So, no, don't want to wave the white flag. But what you see, though, in these attacks against Cruz and others, good, strong Republicans who are fiscal conservatives and know wisely what it is that we need to do to fulfill those campaign promises for the American people, when you see the lies, the deception, the distractions, that means mischief's going on. The mischief in this case are other very big things going on in the world that Obama would like to see distracted our minds away from, things like, oh, perhaps he'd like to lob missiles into some foreign country's civil war with no intention of having those missiles actually impact the outcome of that war. That is something that is distracting away from the nation's solvency that we must concentrate on. Obamacare is a huge part of our nation's solvency.